See what happens. See what happens. Hey guys, we're back. So this was my solution, is my solution to clamp that up, to put that piece of angle iron in just ad hoc and carry on winding. That's all the jig is, guys. Just that little slot that the wire feeds into, and it winds itself around there. You kind of make that hole the size of your rod, and that hole the eventual size of your wire, or a little bit bigger. So there's my coil. When that's stretched, you can stretch this up to 3 times, I believe, but I'll try it in the oven. Yeah, that's nice. And this is my mixture I'm going to coat the inside of the kiln with, and what this stuff does, it kind of toughens up the surface of the brick. These are just 2 off-cut tiles that I've put this on. This one is just this mixture. This one, what I did, I added some of the sandings from the bricks just to see if it would make it any stronger. And it doesn't actually. It doesn't improve it at all. It actually makes it a bit softer. That stuff there is just the mixture itself. You can see the difference from if you just scratch the fire brick. They're really soft, but with that on the face they're a lot stronger. So all it is zirconium silicate powder, and it's all I do is it's just a mixture of this. So I use sort of 2/3 zirconium silicate, so I'll use that much zirconium silicate and half that amount in clay, like a porcelain clay powder, which is just this. I don't think it has to definitely be porcelain clay. I think any fine clay powder will do. So I use half of that. The other ingredient is sodium silicate, and I mix this 50-50 with water. So about that much. Give that a stir up. So put this with my powder. Just make a nice stiff paste with it. That's the sort of consistency ideally you want, just like that. There's the base. So I've just dampened that sponge and kind of squoze the water out of it. That's all I'm going to use, just to kind of lightly coat the surface of it. And that's one done. I'm going to put it on these elements as well. I've not mixed enough, there's way not enough there. But yeah, I'm just going to coat all this. Hopefully ready to assemble my oven now. This is the tray it's going to sit on. A couple of bits of angle there just to stiffen the base up a bit. That's the ceramic fibre board, heat resistant board. I put these lugs in just really to hold everything in place, stop everything moving about. So here is my wire that I've stretched. Let's figure out which way this goes in. I've kind of had it in once, and yeah, it's that way. So I put bends on slight bends on these corners just to ease it going in, you know. I guess. That's it. I'm in. Bit of persuasion. I may even have to take them bottom coils out, I think. Yes, I will. Have grooved the roof, as you can see, just so it sits. Sits where it should. Then I made a couple of straps. They're going to sit on there. And that is the oven together. So the sides consist of these panels. I got all this steel from the scrapyard out of a skip. Cost me pretty much next to nothing. It's really a bit too thick for this, but you know, it costs nothing, so what can I say? You know, it kind of helps if you put the right side on. So yeah, that's more like it, isn't it? Maybe just have to fettle it a little bit. It's got my cowl blanket. I think it will be a wee bit tight. I think the assistance of a helping hand would come in handy here. Got it. Right, let's figure out a door. The door just was simply the same thickness steel that I used around the body. Just cut and folded that, cut 2 strips. And if you probably already know, if you cut a line where your fold is on the back side and open it up with the grinder a little bit, you know, to 45, just put it in the vise and fold everything. So I made two pieces and welded them on the corners there and there, and that's the door. And I just dropped a little panel in the front, and I put the ceramic board inside. A small piece on there just to kind of, again, just stop the path of the heat trying to get out. The hinges, I put kind of copied the way Even Heat have done theirs, with just a bolt and a slot. So there's just a spring and a bolt in there just holding that. I think it's just a really effective way of putting some tension on that door. The hinges are bolted through to 2 captive nuts that are welded on the underside of this, and what I shall do is file out that one slightly, so if I ever need to adjust this side of the door in, I can just undo that, push the door over a bit, and then tighten the bolt down again. Just a piece of angle iron on that corner, which I've just kind of screwed straight into the metal at the back. I still need to put a couple on this side, then a couple of hinges, and then pins just come out for taking the door off. So yeah, the door, that's the door is done. I wanted a good strong hinge so the door's not kind of, you know, looks like not moving around and dropping and sagging and this, that and the other when this lock gets up to temperature. And my next task now is to wire up the PID, the relay and all the other little bits of gizmos that I've got to put on this oven. First take, battery ran out. Second take, solid state relay was faulty. This last and final take, and I'm not disconnecting it all again just to show you, so I'm going to go through it. Basically what I've got here is a MyPin PID controller, and this is come off my tempering oven. I've got a new tempering oven now, so I'm not going to use this. I'm going to show you how I wire it up. I'm not showing you how to wire it up, I'm showing you how I wired it up. Okay, basically all these things do is you connect them to a solid state relay, and it puts a small signal, I think it's 7 volts, into the relay, and it turns the current on and off to your elements, and that's basically all this does. It's not got any ramp and soak functions, nothing like that. It's strictly a thermometer which controls temperature. So to wire it, there is a set of instructions there on how to wire it. Basically anything from 90 to 250 volts or 260, I think that says. It's meant to be 250. So you've got live and a neutral, then 3 and 4 go out to your solid state relay, a positive and a live. Then you have got your thermocouple on the other side, which connect to 7 and 8, and again they're a plus and a minus. If you get them the wrong way around, your temperature won't read right. And 5 and 6 are an alarm, but the thing is with this does not supply any power to the alarm. It should do from number 12, but as you look, there is no number 12, so I'm going to have to put some power into the alarm, and all this will do, it'll just literally, between 5 and 6 will literally just be a switch that will make a connection or not make a connection. I'll show you how I wire the alarm as well. So in a nutshell, we have the mains in, so there's the mains cable, so we've got mains in and a neutral. There's no live on this because the live will be connected to the solid state relay to the plate at the back. Then, as I said, which numbers, and I can't remember the numbers, guys. Oh, sorry, number 3 and 4 go to the solid state relay, which is that side of it, and that is the 3 to 32 volts going in, and that's the control side. This is the power side. We've got the thermocouple there on numbers 7 and 8, and the thermocouple on this is only rated to 400 because it was in my tempering oven. I have sent for another thermocouple, not arrived yet. Been waiting over a week for it now, but I'm sure it'll get here eventually, but it'll do for this test anyway. And the alarm, right, the alarm, that is pin 7, I think, is it? 7, sorry, that is pin 5 and 6 on the alarm. Now what I've had to do for the alarm, I've got an old 12 volt power supply here with a live, where is it, with a live and a neutral coming out the 12 volt power supply. So I've put the live side into number 5, is it? Yep, put the live side into number 5, and number 6 I've taken directly to the bottom of this bulb. I haven't got the buzzer yet. I've ordered the buzzer, that's not arrived, but for the purposes of this simple bulb will do. So I've put number 6 I keep forgetting, yeah, put number 6 onto the live end of the bulb, and then the neutral from the 12 volt supply I have simply put to the neutral side of the bulb, which will be like the casing there. And that is it, guys. So to put power to the solid state relay, that is the 24 to 380 volt side, you will need, I'm using this bulb as the element. I'm not wiring the element yet, so this is a mock-up of the element, and you've just got basically 2 wires going to your element. So one of the wires from your element you take into number 1 on your relay, and number 2 on your relay you take to the neutral side of your PID. So that's the neutral in. You're just pinching a neutral really and taking it to the PID. That's all it is. So I think that's it. That's really it, fellas. That's as simple as it is. So that is our element. I'll put the bulb over there. It's going to be a bit bright when it comes on. And this little bulb here will simulate the alarm. So I'm going to power it up now. I'll switch it on. Just need to move this relay out of the way. Straight away you can see the relay light has come on, which means it's put power onto the elements. Really don't want electrocuting, so we'll stick that there. You can see the K-type thermocouple temperature. That's the temperature this is reading. If I keep my finger on it, the bloody finger, if I keep my finger on it, you see the temperature goes up. This is the temperature, just a temperature I have set on this. Now the alarm setting on this is, if you press and hold that button, it should bring up AL1. So I've set the alarm temperature at 35 degrees. That's 35.4. But that is the temperature that the bulb or the alarm should sound off at. You hold that and it takes you back to the settings. The reason I've set an alarm on this, because I want this oven to ramp up to the final I want this oven to get up to the final temperature, which will be, let's say, 810 degrees. When it gets to 810, the alarm will buzz off. I can then set a timer for, let's say, 15 or 20 minutes for the steel to soak at that temperature. And there'll also be a switch on the alarm, obviously, because I don't want the alarm going off. So when it's just to notify me that the oven's reached that temperature, I'll then switch the alarm off on a separate switch on the panel. So to show you how this works now, I'll just take my lighter on this little thermocouple, and when it reaches 37, the bulb at the back should go off and this bulb should come on, which simulates the alarm. And there it is. Let's plug the 12 volt power supply in and we'll try that again. Because I've no power to the bulb. Okay, we'll try it again. There we are. That would be the alarm going off at, well, it's gone over. It should get down to 36 and the bulb should go out. You can set these, you guys in the States, to centigrade or Fahrenheit, by the way. They always come in centigrade, but you can change it to Fahrenheit. I think it's yeah, it's just a matter of doing that, but we'll leave it on centigrade. I can't remember which is the auto tune on this. Yes, auto tune, that's it. You hold that button in and it sets an auto tune up. And what you need to do is just let it cycle a few times, and it should tune itself to the thermocouple. It should do, and you get a more accurate readout then. And that's it. That is how you wire a PID. So again, I think I'll wrap this up here, then I can get this next video out for you. I'm awaiting my alarms, I'm awaiting a couple of switches, I'm awaiting the thermocouple. Can't get this into operation until all that stuff arrives. I'm going to make the little metal case to put it in and cut up a piece of aluminium as a heatsink for the solid state relay. I don't know how hot these things get, but apparently it seems to be the done thing. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all my subscribers, and special thanks to my patrons. Okay guys, sorry I've not had time to finish the knife yet, and I'm sure one of my patrons is going to want the knife in the patron giveaway thing, so as soon as I have finished the knife I will do the draw on it. I will endeavour to get it finished sometime this week, it's not far off honestly, and then the subscriber draw from the comments can go ahead as well. Alright fellas.